And everyone here at Charlotte Rescue Mission is excited to share the results of what has been a good deal of work over the last 2 years. The National Recovery Initiative Pilot Project, better known as the NRI, is cutting-edge work in the emerging field of measuring results in faith-based social services. But first, let me give you a brief history of Charlotte Rescue Mission. Charlotte Rescue Mission was founded in 1938 by Franklin Graham, the father of evangelist Billy Graham, and 9 other Christian businessmen. It has gone by various names, including Christian Rehabilitation Center, Inc., and what most Charlotteans today know us as, which is Rebound. In 1992, Charlotte Rescue Mission started the Dove's Nest Women's Program. Today, its recovery programs deliver a completion rate that is more than double, if not triple, the national average. Charlotte Rescue Mission was one of 17 self-selected gospel rescue missions from across the United States that wanted to improve program effectiveness. We wanted to show that faith and relationship factors that are unique to our recovery approach affect good outcomes. In addition, Charlotte Rescue Mission was one of the conveners when the original idea for the NRI was proposed. The goal of the NRI pilot was to provide outcome measurement tools that use solid social science research methodology. It would also need to reflect the high value of faith and relationship in rescue recovery programs. The pilot research asked the following 4 questions. Number 1, can the faith content of a program be measured? Number 2, do faith-based programs basically have the same intervention? Number 3, do participants in faith-based programs generally receive the same types and amounts of services? And number 4, can faith-based measures participants change over time? There were 6 key findings. Number 1, we learned that faith elements can be measured. Number 2, there are no one-size-fits-all measures of faith. Programs are therefore faith-based by degree, not either they are or they aren't. Number 3, people who seek help from faith-based programs show clear evidence of change, and that is outcomes. Number 4, faith-based programs differ in both services delivered and the amount of faith incorporated into the program. Number 5, different faith traditions use different faith-based approaches. And number 6, the duration of a faith-based program and the strength of relationships experienced in treatment may result in a stronger faith life by program participants. In addition, the pilot research report was one of only 14 programs selected from across the country to be presented at a recent White House National Conference on Program Outcomes. Charlotte Rescue Mission plans to participate in the 5-year National Demonstration Project, which will measure the outcomes of faith-based recovery programs, set to begin in 2009. The project is directed by a highly qualified social researcher named Dr. Fred DeJohn, who has significant academic and consulting experience with programs that have no faith elements as compared to those like rescue missions that are faith-saturated. The Johnson Center will support the national demonstration with a team of equally qualified research and technology professionals. Charlotte Rescue Mission has a commitment to serving the most challenged citizens of those in the greater Charlotte area. We think that our commitment has gone beyond providing basic life-sustaining services such as food, shelter, and clothing. It does the work that assures a donor's financial investment in Charlotte Rescue Mission really does change lives. The National Recovery Initiative is a great partnership between those who can do the sophisticated social science research methodology and the people and missions on the ground doing the work and also doing the extra work of accounting for what they do. Doing that in a way that keeps people, not research, as the focus is tough. But the NRI proved that it can be done and done well.
Just to reiterate, what's the big deal?
So often nonprofits talk about anecdotal stories. We had 100 men who had graduated from our program who came on Saturday to talk about their life being changed. But to go from anecdotal stories to empirical research with an outsider who is experienced and knowledgeable, who can provide the documentation that faith actually does impact the clients that walk through Rescue Mission. And that's really what we wanted to talk about today. We believe that God has created us as body, mind, and spirit. And so what we do is we address working with that client who walks through the Charlotte Rescue Mission as physical, emotional, and spiritual. And so the approach that we use incorporates all 3. Our outcome measurements that we like to talk about says that statistically only 18% of the people walking through our doors should complete it. Our men's program runs at 45%, our women's program runs at 77%. Statistically, only those that complete it, only 25% would be clean and sober a year later. We run at around 65%. So just from a return on investment perspective, when people invest in Charlotte Rescue Mission, we believe that we're giving those investors, if I can use that term, a good return on their investment.
In addition to that it gives us a chance to look at the return on the investment, that we're going to have a chance now to look at the various program components and see how they influence the development of faith, the development of relationship, the development of trust, and ultimately the client's long-term recovery. But it gives us a way to look at each thing that we do.
People come in here with a lot of baggage, and some of the issues are trust factors. Those that walk into a rescue mission historically don't talk about what's really gone on in their life. They don't trust and they don't feel. And when they come to us, they're willing to give us, for the men, 90 days of their life, for the women, 120 days of their life. And we, in a sense, have an obligation to provide them with the best recovery program that can change their life. And so as we look at program effectiveness and what's working and what's maybe not working and how we can improve it, we have a chance to take that person from not trusting to trusting, to moving ahead, not only to becoming a contributing member of society, but what we're seeing, and we saw both on Saturday as well as in our other alumni meetings, is that they reconnect to family members. A woman who graduates from our Dove's Nest Women's Program often has a chance to get her children back. And for many of the women that enter our Dove's Nest Women's Program, they've lost custody of the children. So everything that we can do to enhance the likelihood of that woman's success, everything that we can do to enhance the success of a man who works through our Rebound Men's Program is incumbent upon us as leaders of the Charlotte Rescue Mission to provide the very best services that can really change that person's life. That word excellence is one of our core values, and that's what we want to provide. Not just things that are good or good enough to help someone who's homeless, who's addicted, to get by. We believe where Scripture says that in all these things we are more than conquerors through Him who loved us. And that doesn't mean that we just survive or eke out an existence. And when I had a chance to catch up with the alumni and hearing some of their stories and what's going on in their lives, that's what we want to do, and want to continue to improve program effectiveness.
I'm sure you already had confidence in your program and that it was effective, but now you have proof. So how does that, I guess, embolden you, your staff, as to what you're doing?
What it says to us is that we're on the right mark, that we are addressing the whole person, the spiritual, the physical, the emotional dimensions. We knew that we had our hands around something that was working. I've worked with the poor since 1981. I have never seen a program administrate as effective as Charlotte Rescue Mission in changing literally somebody from the inside out. The White House wanted to learn how faith produces outcomes that truly change lives, because that's what nonprofits are designed to do. Their real goal is to change lives. And as I said earlier, we do more than providing those life-sustaining services. Taking somebody who's homeless today and moving them into tomorrow is good. But that person wakes up tomorrow with the same problems, the same addictions, the same mental health problems, the same causal factors that's causing them to drink and drug to anesthetize the pain in their soul. And so by coming through the doors of Charlotte Rescue Mission, they begin to look at what that pain is really all about. And their old coping skills were, I drink and I drug so I don't have to feel it. But around day 31, when the chemicals have come out of their brain, they're suddenly feeling the pain for the first time. And they have a choice. They can either go back to the streets and anesthetize that pain in the old patterns, or with the help of the counselors and the recovery team here, learn to develop coping skills, to deal with it, to talk about the pain in their soul that they've never talked about. The anger, the hurts, the frustration, the abuse issues. And as they talk in a safe environment with their counselors and break, let's say, family secrets that they have kept for 20 years, those family secrets no longer have the power over them that once held them, in a sense, enslaved to active addiction.